Hello there, welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream for Zombie Week. It is our fourth day, it's a Thursday. Today we're going to look at the second best zombie game of all time. Tomorrow will be the main event, of course, with the best zombie game of all time. This week we have talked about three different games so far. This will be our fourth. Each of these games is, I feel, one of the best zombie games. Not necessarily because it's a good game. These are all good games. But what I look for when I talk about a best zombie game is a game that somehow expresses a unique and important part of the mythology of zombies. Left 4 Dead, great game. I don't feel it has that much to do with zombies. Plants vs. Zombies, especially Garden Warfare 2, for instance. Great game. I love that. Has almost nothing to do with zombies. So far we've looked at Dying Light on Monday, which really gets at the idea that zombies are just humans deprived of their humanity, so you can wail away on them with impunity. You can shoot them with guns, you can pop their skulls. They're just pure appetite, they're trying to eat you, so turnabout is fair play, you just mess them up. Dying Light does a great job with the melee combat of expressing that. The day after, we looked at, for the fourth best zombie game of all time, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, which captures the fundamental truth that zombies are innumerable. They don't just come in pairs or twos or threes or even a dozen. Zombies are an unending well of death or appetite or flesh. You need, when there one or two zombies, no big deal. You need zombies in hordes. There's a reason that a zombie horde is almost a redundant phrase. The Dead Rising games did a great job of capturing that by putting all of these zombies on screen at once. The best expression of that is Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Also a comedy. Yesterday we looked at the idea of infection, which is a huge part of zombie mythology. You get bitten, you're going to turn. If your loved ones get bitten, they're going to turn. And how horrible is that? They're going to turn into these mindless flesh-eating ghouls that will run you down. That's terrible. It's a fundamental part of zombie mythology. Not many games can get that because that's really difficult to express in terms of gameplay. Space Pirates and Zombies does that, not at a personal level with people, but it plays with spaceships. Your characters in that game are basically spaceships. And it introduces a whole new dynamic of your spaceship getting infected by zombie crew members. And it gets taken over, and then it turns against you, and you have to fight your own spaceship. Furthermore, they did a great job with a strategic level infection mechanic where star systems get overrun by zombies and you have to protect them. The whole game turns into a strategic level struggle to maintain a section of humanity in the face of the galaxy being overrun by zombies. Basically the Flood in Halo, in a way. Like, what if you had to fight against the Flood at a galactic level? So today, another fundamental truth of zombie mythology, and plants, good lord, Space Pirates and Zombies also really gets at this concept, not as well as the game I'm about to show you. Zombies aren't just something that happens to a small town. Dead Rising took place at the Willamette Mall. It's taking its cue from Romero's Dawn of the Dead, which you're actually looking at a picture of right there. In Dead Rising, the Willamette Mall is part of a localized outbreak. It being a comedy, you eventually find out, oh, it's mad cow disease. I think it was something like that. Spoiler, by the way. Like, that was what caused the zombie outbreak. Some sort of mad cow disease jumping to humans. The area gets quarantined, the zombies get killed, the zombie outbreak is contained. That, I feel, is... zombie mythology is about the end of the world, not about localized outbreaks. For certain reasons, you might make your story. Like if you're shooting a movie, for instance, if you're shooting a low-budget zombie movie, it's not always easy to show a world-ending apocalypse on a budget. So you contain your story to something smaller, for instance, or you just imply things. But to me, because of the three things that we've previously established, that zombies are people without their humanity, that they are innumerable and they are infectious, a zombie outbreak threatens and often brings about the end of the world. If zombie horde is a redundant phrase, zombie apocalypse is as well. The zombies bring about a collapse of the social order. Just as on a micro scale they represent a human being losing his or her humanity, on a macro scale they represent the loss of civilization, of the social order, the crumbling of infrastructure, an apocalypse. You know, they're not a haunted house, they're not a shark in the water, they're not a slasher running around in a summer camp. They affect humanity at large. The very fate of civilization is at stake in a zombie apocalypse. And I don't know, yeah, there aren't other really horror tropes that do that, are there? Like you might think of Godzilla, which is another exclusively 20th century creation as far as horror goes. Godzilla doesn't bring about the collapse of civilization. He just trashes a city, and the military comes together and they contain him. Uh, I don't know that there are any other. You've had these vampire apocalypse stories, like The Strain, that horrible Chuck Hogan thing that he collaborated with Guillermo del Toro for. It was a series of books and then a TV show. It's like a vampire apocalypse, right? Um, so a zombie outbreak is a global apocalypse, and as such, what has to happen in a zombie apocalypse is you have to deal with how do the survivors deal with not just zombies at the gates, creatures trying to break into your barricaded house. How do you deal with the end of the world? Apocalyptic fiction has been a big fixture since the Cold War, and during the Cold War it was nuclear annihilation. The Mad Max movies supposed that the great powers nuked themselves out of existence. That was generally the catalyst for apocalypses back in the 80s, back during the Cold War. But once we sort of solved that issue, quote unquote, once the Cold War ended and that's not really looming over our heads anymore, what are you going to do with your apocalyptic fantasies? Well, infectious disease steps in and fills that role, and zombie apocalypses are the way that manifests itself. So we then want to look at what games get to us, and actually, so one of the advantages of this game is that I'll be able to look at the chat channel more readily, and you'll see why in a minute. MWT Bone says, I don't think a purely local outbreak excludes a movie from being a real zombie movie. No, it doesn't. But you have to admit that the global scale of zombies, the fact that they are infectious and innumerable, implies that part of zombie mythology is the threat of the end of the world. Like I said, it's not a shark in the water affecting the tourism during the summer season. It's not a slasher running around a summer camp. It's not a ghost in a haunted house. It is a global threat. If you make a game about zombies and you really want to capture something that's important about them, I feel if you're just going to make them in the Willamette Mall and then say, hey, it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world, I mean, it gets quarantined, of course, but I feel that you're limiting the impact that zombie mythology is supposed to have. That this threatens the entire world and often brings about the end of it. Because a lot of zombie movies, zombie fiction is, I think, inherently cynical. There's not a lot of hope. Like, we can't beat certain infectious diseases. Like, we can contain them, but we can never stop them. Yeah, polio's closed up somewhere in a lab. It's not really an issue anymore. But if it were to get out, then it could destroy the world. You know, the influenza virus, what happened in the 20s, it's lost on us these days. But in the 20s, the influenza outbreak was a huge, almost global apocalypse. The Black Death. Infectious disease, which is what zombies are kind of a metaphor for, isn't just something that happens in one mall and everything else is safe. So I guess I'm saying that if you try to make a zombie apocalypse localized, you're missing the point. Sure, maybe it's contained, but the threat of it getting out, it is a global threat. It is an existential threat to civilization. It is not just a team of people trapped in a haunted house trying to get out and survive. And as MWT Bones points out, in many stories, the unknown extent of the outbreak is a significant part of it. Absolutely. When Danny Boyle revitalized zombie mythology with 28 Days Later, that was a big part of the dramatic tension in the story. And the characters didn't know, is this just us? Because, by the way, and this gets at what I'm saying, part of the collapse of civilization is the collapse of communication, the collapse of the internet. The internet doesn't work anymore. We are cut off from the rest of the world when civilization collapses. We don't know the extent of it. In 28 Days Later, and this is kind of a plot hole, by the way, they had no information about whether or not it existed outside of the UK. As if, for instance, radio broadcasts from Paris, where supposedly there was, or from the continent, where supposedly there was at this point no outbreak of the rage virus, as if it wouldn't reach London. Seriously? Really? I think if you look at the distance of a Voice of America transmitter from the country that it's trying to affect, you will see that it is not a stretch that London should have been receiving radio signals from, just say, the Normandy coast, saying, hey, we're still here. Stay in your houses. Dead Rising 3, I presume, which is what Aaron Vaughn is talking about, disagrees about the internet, since Frank is tweeting his good. Oh, no, he is talking about Dead Rising 4. Dead Rising 3, by the way, was again, I believe, was it LA? I forget what city it takes place in. It was a terrible representation of whatever city it was trying to be. But I believe they were also trying to do this idea that it's a localized outbreak. And Richard Holt says the reason that in 28 Days Later they couldn't receive any radio broadcasts is because no one has analog radios in Britain anymore. Well, if that's the case, you know what? You guys go ahead and leave the EU. That's fine. Good riddance. So, yes, as Corky predicted, the game we are, of course, going to be looking at today, because it does uniquely capture this idea that civilization has collapsed, what do we do about the end of the world, is Rebuild, Sarah Northway's fantastic strategy game about the survivors more than the zombies. Zombies in this game are literally peripheral to the experience. In that you're carving out a bit of the city, and you are trying to restore civilization to it. You're trying to rebuild civilization. Now, one of the things, this is a series of games. It started as a Flash game. Sarah Northway eventually ported it to the iOS. Rebuild 2 I played a ton of on my iPad. This is Rebuild 3. It's also on the PC. One of the things that Sarah Northway did with this, which just rubs me such a wrong way, and this is a purely personal aesthetic choice, is this goofy cartoon graphics approach. Like, oh, these cutesy little characters. I just... but whatever. The gameplay is there. So we are going to start a game of Rebuild. We're going to get as far as we can. For me, a fundamental part of the Rebuild experience is playing on the impossible difficulty level. Because if you just play this at a lower difficulty level, it's pretty forgiving. You can get pretty far. To really, I think, capture the bleakness of zombie mythology, play on impossible, suck it up, concede that you are probably going to lose, and think of it as a score chase. Get as many points as you can before you lose, and that's what we're going to do today. All right, so because of you guys in the chat channel it's so great seeing you guys here. We're of course going to use your names for these characters. Let's just randomize. Okay, is Chris Marketson here? Yeah, Chris Marketson is going to be. Chris, do you mind being our leader? We'll just do that. We're going to randomize you. Chris, you might be a chick, in which case we're going to change the name. Ready? Nope, there's Chris Marketson, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if I was playing this on anything other than the real difficulty level, that being impossible, I would just maybe randomize this as well. Can you randomize this? Oh yeah, you click. Oh, that randomizes the name. Shoot. By the way, Chris Marketson's name isn't O'Connor. I'm just going to call this. Okay, Mark. You know what? Let's just go with Chris Mark. I would normally randomize this, but on impossible, we cannot take that risk. So we need someone good at combat, because when you play on impossible, the zombies come at you harder, faster, earlier. We need someone who can hold out. Okay, so this gang member, Chris Marketson, were you ever in a gang? Tell the truth. Metabaron says he's late. What game is this? Metabaron, this is Rebuild 3, a game that captures the idea that zombie mythology, that the stakes of zombie mythology are the end of the world. It's an apocalypse, and you have to rebuild civilization. You don't just have to react to the fact that there are flesh-eating ghouls chasing you. You have to deal with the fact that the infrastructure is entirely gone. Civilization has collapsed. What do you do? So we're rebuilding. All right, so I don't know. Is a gang member what we want? No, yeah. Well, that's actually a good one. I think there's a cop who comes with like extra combat ability. Police officer, +2. Yeah, okay. Chris Marketson, you were a police officer in the pre-apocalypse. Chris Markson did say he played on a hockey team. That is to those of us in the States, that's pretty harsh. That's the equivalent of being a gang member. But no, Markinson, you were going to be a police officer. Quebec City, how appropriate. No, we're going to call this city QT3. These settings, so here's the key one, this impossible one. If you play on easy, you're not playing rebuild. Good Lord, you're playing a tutorial. If you play on normal, still, you're not playing rebuild. If you play on challenging, all right, you're getting there, but not quite. Well, a little closer. You're going in the right direction, but to really play rebuild, click this one more time. Here we go. Again, keep in mind, we're going to lose. I doubt this stream is going to go for 2 hours. This stream may not even go for a half hour. Let's find out. Just a reminder, tomorrow at 7 p.m., when I'm playing the #1 zombie game of all time, which I'm sure you guys can't possibly guess, at 7 p.m. I'll be giving away 6 games. I've determined 2 of them don't suck. So show up. 6 of you will be winners. Of those 6, 2 of you will be more winners. I can neither confirm nor deny what game will be played tomorrow. You guys will have to tune in for that. The city size basically determines how much of a slog, I don't want to say slog, well, yeah, how difficult it's going to be reaching the victory condition. Wow, I didn't know it went all the way to epic. We're just going to stop at big. Rivers and coastline, you might think, big deal, whatever. Oh my God, I cannot tell you what a difference these make. Because you have at your back safe territory. There are more options to secure a front. And a lot of this game is about what you might call frontage, is how much your perimeter is exposed to the zombie threat. When you have rivers and coastline, when you can put a body of water at your back, that is so much easier than when you just have a block of city territory. You're probably going to start somewhere around the middle. So, when you're playing on Impossible, I hereby allow you to enable rivers and coastlines. If you're playing on anything less than Impossible, you don't get these. That is the Tom Chick official rule for Rebuild 3. Factions is also a weird thing. They added this, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because, again, Sarah Northway did this really cutesy artwork. Actually, I'm not sure if she did the artwork. She might have hired someone for it. Oh, we can't do... We'll just call it... There, it's our city. It wouldn't take a numeral. In addition to this cutesy artwork, there are a lot of cutesy factions, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh, more options. Wow. Thank you, Phil. No, who is that? Corky. I'm not sure I've ever seen this. Airplane. So this is, I think, a victory condition. Buildings normal. I don't know what this is. Oh, I guess you're skewing the building distribution. I had never seen that before. Thank you so much, Corky. Alex Chapman says, is there a zombie board game that Tom can make #1? There are some terrible zombie board games, I should say. And as Pony Carnival points out, Dawn of the Zeds is a really great one. Richard Holt, just to be clear, I didn't necessarily say I didn't. Well, you know what? Richard Holt is saying I said that I didn't think Left 4 Dead was a zombie game. It's not a game that really captures anything distinct about zombie mythology. And actually, one of the ways you know that, a game I've been playing lately, is called Vermintide. It's based in the Warhammer universe, and it's basically Left 4 Dead, but with rats. Nothing changes. Instead of zombies, you have Skaven. You can swap out the zombies in Left 4 Dead for anything. And the zombies, in a way, are upstaged by the, let me see if I can remember them all. The Witch, what do you call the tank in Left 4 Dead? A tank, maybe. The Spitter? A tongue grabber? What's the other one? And a smoker dude. I can't name the specials in Left 4 Dead. But anyway, in Left 4 Dead, I think the specials are more significant. The zombies are just kind of chaff. There's no infection mechanic. There's no threat of civilization ending. The zombies aren't that much meat. They're pretty much just grass. They just fall down under you. It's like mowing the lawn. As I said, it captures more about the mythology of Robotron than of zombies, for how you just shave the zombies away. It is a great game. Liquor. Of course, the tongue guy is called a liquor. Thank you, Sebastian Dunn. There are liquors in Resident Evil, by the way. True story. All right, so let's get back to saving our city. Whoops. Oh, good Lord. Edmonton. I believe this is... I think this game knows that Chris Markinson is our leader. Will it take that? There you go. We'll name our city 2:45. It's a little weird, but we're going to do it. All right, so we're taking rivers, taking coastlines. If you want to know the random seed to play this map yourself and see if you can do better, there you go. Let's hit start. This is a turn-based game, ideally. You can do it continuous real time. I don't mean ideally. This is initially a turn-based game. When you played Rebuild, Rebuild 2, strictly turn-based. I believe every turn was a day. And you can do that here. How do you do that here? Do you hit? Yeah, there you go. You can just hit pause, and every time you click this, a full day passes, and you see up here days. Don't do that on normal difficulty. You cannot, one of the facets of the continuous time gameplay here is that the higher the difficulty level, the more important it is that you play in continuous time. And the reason is, WT Bone says it looks like a big fish game. It kind of does, doesn't it? Oh my god. Yeah, I really don't like the artwork, but again, it's all about the gameplay. And the gameplay in this, with the exception maybe of the factions, which you can turn off. I think you can turn them off. The gameplay in this is Rebuild definitely carried over intact. By the way, here's our river. This is great news that we are really close to a river. There's our river back. All right, we're going to put this at our back here. All right, so where was? So here we have the city. We have these. Let me see. Is there a way to turn off? Oh yeah. So play in continuous real time. I was going to say, because when you give a character a task, they then do it in a certain amount of time. Here's the time of day, and then they're done, and they're available for another task. So for instance, I can probably scout out 4 of these territories when I'm playing in continuous time. Whereas if I were playing in turn-based mode, where each turn is a day, I would only scout out 1 per day. You cannot get by on impossible difficulty with that. So the spacebar is your friend. Every time you tap the spacebar, is that true? Yeah, every time you tap the spacebar, it's going to resume time. You can choose one of these for how quickly time goes. I'm going to run at full speed because I'm just going to be really diligent about tapping that spacebar every time someone is done. So what we want to do is our priority at this point, as I mentioned, the zombies in this game are literally peripheral. The shading on the territories around us, let me see if I can make this a little clearer for you guys. The shading on the territories around us are how infested those areas are. If they're green, there's no zombies there. If they're yellow, there are some. If they're red, there are scads. Those zombies will accumulate. And as they accumulate, they start banging on our walls, which you can kind of see. Oh yeah, which you can see. There's a perimeter. We have carved out this little cross-shaped area. You always start with a police station in the middle. Buildings are unique, and what a police station does is it extends your defense to each adjacent territory. So if we have Marketson, which is what we're going to do, in the police station with his... Does he start with a shotgun? No, he starts with a pistol. The defense of this location is, and I love the tooltips here, 27. 11 is the base defense of the police station. Marketson with his gun gives it 12 points of defense, and then we get 4 points of defense. I think that means from adjacent characters. I'm not sure. Now, if we look at the farm, for instance, next to the police station, it has 12 defense, of which 1 is innate, and 11 comes from Marketson being in the police station with his gun. So one of the things you want to do, if the zombies attack this, they're going to have to deal with the 12 defense, is set up mutually supportive territories. Like if I just expand in a straight line on here, up here, I'm making this peninsula where zombies can be attacking it from all over the place. You have to expand very, very carefully in this game. It is important, however, that we expand because here is our food. We're eating 3 of these food per day. We've only got 25. So if you do some quick math, you will see that that gives us about a week to live. Once we start starving, our happiness goes down. And right now, our happiness is not that good. This is part of what happens on impossible difficulty level, by the way, is you take more of a happiness hit. Do you eat more food? I'm not sure. Here are our resources. We have 20 building materials, 10 bullets, 5 bits of medicine, 5 bits of fuel. This green thing here means there's no impending threat of a zombie overrun. This thing being green, you're not going to see much of that as the game progresses. All right, this overlay here, if you want to do that, you can just look at everything with no information. Not really helpful, but it makes the screen a bit more readable. We can look at what kinds of buildings are around us. If you click on a building, it'll give you a sense of what's there to be found, how many zombies, actually exactly how many zombies. There are 23 zombies at the Game Pop store. This we want to get more food. This farm right here, we definitely want. Let's see how many zombies are there. Probably like 23. 22. And there is some food there. So this is one of the first places we want to take. Then we want to work down our way down here. I like that this is one long territory. It makes it that much easier to defend. And suburbs will give us houses where survivors can live. Right now we have 2 houses left of our 4 survivors. Each one takes a house. We have a total of 6 houses, so we can house 2 more survivors. Nobody has died. We have a total of 4 people. Here are who they are. We'll change their names in a minute. Look at Marketson's badass soldier level. This is going to be a big part of how we survive in the first part of the game, because zombies are going to be throwing themselves at us. Richard Holt said, I think I'd play this game on easy and then complain I didn't see what was interesting. In fact, I think I did. Yeah, fair enough, because I think that's what a lot of people do, is they might play on normal, just plow through a whole session. Once you get a lot of dudes, unless you're moving them around in stacks, it can feel a little tedious. A lot of it is unit management. So yeah, I think resigning yourself to the fact that you're going to lose, playing on impossible, I think makes it a richer, more interesting experience, thinking of it as a score chase rather than a beat the game chase. All right, so Chris Marketson is our leader. He has our back combatively wise. Leon Parker, not his name, is our Chris Marketson's sidekick, who has a little bit of basically his deputy, right? So Leon Parker is not Leon Parker. Leon Parker is Rick Holt. Eventually characters start to get acquire stats and unique traits and whatnot. So don't blame me for anything that happens to any of you guys. Maddie Gomez. Corky has a nice gender neutral name. Corky G. Since Corky was so helpful pointing out that more tab, I appreciate that. Corky is our builder. That's going to be important for building structures, for securing new territory. Once we clear the zombies out, we can expand our borders. The better our builder, the more quickly we grab them. Yeah, nice shorts, Corky. Actually, does Corky not have any pants on? Corky, go put some pants on. Our scout. This guy's going to be running around. Is that hat equipment, or is that just... Yeah, okay. I didn't know if that was some special equipment hat. That's quite the bowler. Let's make Mr. 8 Monkey our scout. All right, the first thing we want to do is scout some of these territories. Let me turn these filters back on. Here, by the way, the question mark means we haven't scouted it. The crate or the apple means there are supplies or food there. We can scavenge stuff from here. We definitely want food. One of the things, these crates are good because they'll give us equipment that will then further improve our skills. So as much as you might think, oh, get lots of food early on, we want to get the tools that will help us be better at what we're doing with fewer people. But here's a survivor we can recruit. Before we start recruiting survivors, we need to build up our food infrastructure. So these crates, I feel, are more important early on to scavenge than the food. That said, here we can scavenge both food and crates. So our scavenger, we're going to send Mr. 8 Monkey. You just drag, and super easy interface, just drag and drop. We can either have him kill the zombies there to make it safe. Scavengers aren't really good at that. He doesn't have much combat ability, so we're just going to scavenge. Another thing that happens when you're playing continuous mode is Mr. 8 Monkey is going to give us little dribbles and drabs of equipment over the course of his scavenging. Chris Markinson is going to stay here and defend. Actually, you know what? So I haven't played this in a while. We will put Rick Holt on defense. Well, you know, we're going to make a stack. Nobody's attacking us yet. We'll be warned before anybody attacks. Let's start clearing out some of these territories. So you guys go there. You're going to kill the zombies. What is our builder going to do? Corky, we need you to go here and improve the output of our farm. Corky is going to be, now we're going to eat only 2 food per day. If you put someone to work in a farm, it increases that farm's yield. All right, everybody's assigned. The game is basically about what do you send your survivors to do, and then you run the time. MWT Bone says it looks like the interface was designed with the iPad in mind. I guess so, although it is super easy to click on things. It is super click friendly. But yeah, you can also imagine Because actually, didn't the iPad version come out first? I could be wrong about that. By the way, so this group, this little stack, and it feels very board gamey, like you're moving chits around. This stack of chits here, which is Chris Markinson and Richard Holt, our soldiers, are on a mission. The stack equals a mission. And if we click on it, we can look at the mission, and we can see it's going to take 2.8 days. It is a fairly safe, there's no danger they're going to get hurt. We can start clicking people here. Here's what the mission is. So this stack of chits is actually a mission that's going to take 2.8 days. And once I hit the time, you will see time running up here. You can see this line building up around here. Same with the scavenging. She's here permanently. Corky is just farming. There's no time limit on that. What you want, there's no, I wish that Sarah had put this in. There's no auto pause when a task is finished. Actually, is there? This has been patched since I've played it. No, there's no auto pause. Rats. Because what I would like is on continuous mode, I would like the game to, Paradox games do this, right? To automatically pause when a task is done. But no, that's not an option. You just have to be watching with your thumb on the space bar. And, oh, by the way, so we found a doctor's bag. We found some fuel. And by we, I of course mean Mr. 8 Monkey, whose scavenging is about halfway done. See, the doctor's bag, I guess, just helps us. Let's see. We don't have a dedicated doctor, but we will need one. What does the doctor's bag do? It probably just adds to... Seriously? So a doctor's bag gives you a bonus in engineering. Sometimes things will give you special abilities, but it looks like all this does is give you an engineering bonus. And what does engineering do? That is this thing here. That's for research, which is something we're not going to be able to do for a while. Mr. 8 Monkey, that doctor's bag was not very helpful. Alright, we have now killed the zombies here. Do we want to send Corky to reclaim this and give us more food? Basically, yes. Now, the problem is going to be, this is not adjacent to our police station. As zombies are attacking this, we need to actually have a dedicated defense down here for it, either in one of these two spaces. So if we take this, which we're going to do, we are going to be in the difficult position of not having as easy a time defending our borders. Not scavenge, built, here we go. So it's going to take 2 of our 20 materials. It'll put us at a nice, it'll get us closer to equilibrium for food. Our soldiers now, because we're going to have to defend this area separately, let's make sure that zombies don't build up in these 2 spaces here. And by doing that, we will just clear them out. We will scout them first. Oops. We will split up our party. Scouting is super easy. Anybody can do it. There's almost no risk to it. It's quick. See how slowly things are building. All right, we have scouted both of those, and now we've got a zombie outbreak over here. There's a 39% chance that they're going to get through. I believe it is exactly 24 hours after this pops up that the zombies push in. So we've got a full day before we have to worry about one of these 2 spaces being attacked. Because the zombies are here, they're either going to go into this space or this space. They're going to get our apartment building or our farming area. No immediate threat. Actually, what happens if we just... Can we do like a Bush Doctrine thing? Whoops. What is this? Defending is safer, but let me just see what the chances are at this. Yeah, it's better to let them attack. Alright. So what we're going to do is, first we're going to worry about clearing out. We've scouted these. Let's... kill 4 zombies. Wow, that's all. 7 zombies. Oh, good lord. Alright, let's go ahead and kill some zombies here. 25. Alright, and before 1 a.m. on day 6, we have to make sure to return somebody to the police station. Yep, now we have another outbreak over here. Alright, so this, we're going to leave Rick Holt there. Let's be on defense. Scavenging is done. Let's scavenge up here. What did we find, by the way? Ammunition. When you defend, if you have ammunition, I think, it uses some of the ammunition, but the defense is more successful. I could be wrong about that. There is eventually, do we have... eventually we have the option to set a policy for ammo usage, which I guess we haven't unlocked yet. Real quick, let's see. Checking the chat channel. Hazy Silhouette says 2 days to kill 12 zombies. Yeah, they're hidden. They hide in closets and whatnot. You got to make sure that they're all dead. Sebastian Dunn says a King of Dragon Pass with a zombie theme would be cool. Sebastian Dunn, I kind of think that's what you're looking at here. Um, so let's see. Kill some zombies on defense. We're working on building this. Let's scavenge out of here. See what we can find. And continuing time. 4 a.m. All right. Okay, the zombies are attacking our farm. We have a... Now, the numbers here are really, really weird. It's 20% chance danger. Does that mean there's a flat out 20% chance this territory is going to collapse? I don't think so. And I don't know what kind of math is going on here, but I think it's a 20% chance that something negative is going to happen. A piece of equipment might break, someone might get injured. As a policy, unless something is greater than 40%, I just let it ride. And I feel like normally it's always safe doing that. Now the game's probably going to show me up here by doing otherwise. But if you want to lower the chance of danger, you can spend resources. Now, if you're like me and you are looking at this screen and thinking, okay, do I want to go with a 20% chance or do I want to spend ammo and food to lower it to a 10% chance? Well, before I make this decision, how much ammo do I have? How much food do I have? Wait, why can't I not see that anywhere? This game sucks. That would normally be my train of thought. But if you click on this where, you can clearly see over here where everything is. Now, it's not permanent, it just pops open, but you can see long enough how much food and ammo we have. At any rate, 20%, we're just going to go with it. Chris Marketson, let's see if he can protect our farm. Easy enough, see? And when I say zombies are peripheral, this is the extent of combat in this game. You get this screen, you're never doing any tactical fight. Sarah has said that in early builds of this game, she had the zombie combat being a tactical battle sequence, like in XCOM. And that went by the, not as detailed as XCOM, but you would make decisions during the battle. That went by the wayside, which I think is for the best. What? Oh, okay, I thought Marketson got hurt. Mr. 8 Monkey was injured while scavenging. This means he's injured. It lowered our happiness. Now, here's something else that I have bugged Sarah Northway about. And actually, I don't know her, but I've talked to her a few times. I hope it's not presumptuous to call her by her first name. When somebody gets injured, if you have a hospital, great. They go to the hospital, they recover more quickly. If you don't have a hospital, they park somewhere, they have a recovery time. So Mr. 8 Monkey is going to park somewhere to recover. He is parked here, which is fine. It's a building. It's where people live. How long is this mission going to take him? It is going to take him, oh, here we go. He's going to be parked there for 5 days. He got so hurt, it's going to be 5 days. Now, what if I wanted to, let's say I had here, here, and here, these territories, and one of them was getting attacked, and I wanted to defend them from a centralized position, like from an adjacent position. I can't put anyone here to do anything. By being injured and randomly dropping into one of my residential territories and parking there on a recovery mission for 5 days, I can't put anyone else there. And furthermore, I don't think I can move him. Yeah, I can't decide. Can I? No. I can't decide where he goes. So without a hospital, and there's no hospital in sight, you will note, somebody getting injured really can mess up your defense plans, which I find really annoying. By the way, where is this guy? Oh, right. So I thought this was 2 territories. So because this is 1 block of territory, he can attack here or here. Marketson will defend just fine from there. All right, nice work. Nice job, Mr. 8 Monkey. Look at this little tiny green group of zombies. That's all right. So now you'll see we're getting surrounded. There's a lot of zombies here. All right. So now we have extra food. Our consumption goes down to 2 per day without someone working in the fields. There is food sitting here that we haven't picked up, but we'll get to it. Let's go ahead and scavenge that food. We're thinning the zombies out here. Now here's another thing, is I don't remember what order these guys popped up in. It would be nice if there was some kind of a countdown till they attacked, because they pop up and then it takes them at least 24 hours before they attack. It's kind of an important facet of managing where your defenders go, and there is no way to see that. So at any rate, Marketson from here is defending all the territories that can be attacked with the adjacent bonus. If he were to go here, by the way, then he increases the defense in this space. If Marketson defends it directly, it's 18. If he defends it adjacently, I think it's something like 11. Yeah, 12. All right, but we're good with this. The color, by the way, is the degree of danger, which has to do with the defense of the territory versus the number of zombies. So, for instance, this here is 38 attack power of zombie. This one here is only 19. All right, markets in on defense, farming, clearing the zombies out, getting better. Let's go. Oh, Chris Marcus says the orange guys were first. Good to know, but either way, yeah, so the orange guys could attack here. There's nothing we can do there. If we go here, then... Oh, you know, I wonder if this is telling us something. So the fact that these guys are more threatening when I move here, I think, wow, I didn't realize it did this. This means they're going to attack here, right? Because if they were going to attack here, they would become less threatening. I'm not sure I realized it did that. Huh. All right, well, Mr. 8 Monkey is sitting where we need to defend, so I hope we can hold out. Wait, no, they didn't attack there. Oh, this game is totally tricking us. All right, anything less than 40%, we're just going to deal with it, and we're fine. Okay, good. So this now is cleared. There are no zombies, which will affect whether or not zombies pop up here. So we want to make sure to clear these, make sure these don't build up, because we're vulnerable here. We can't defend it from the police station. Let's go ahead and scout this graveyard. All right, here is an event. There are plenty of these that pop up. Blood and ice cream. A pair of guys showed up. One has a shotgun on his back. The other, okay, so here, and this is so cutesy, and I just find, I don't think you need to do this, but, if that's the approach you want to take. Obviously, it's Shaun of the Dead riff, right? Our Hot Fuzz reference as well. All right, so a couple of guys showed up. If we offer them a beer, if we have a bar, we can offer them a beer. If we had an 812, get it 7-Eleven, we can give them ice cream. We don't have those, so instead we can just offer them water. I imagine this is the too bad you get no benefit choice. Yep, so they've been looking for something stronger. They might have joined us if we had those other things to give them. It's kind of good they didn't join us because we can't feed them. This is always happens early on. One of the factions, actually I don't think he's technically one of the factions, but he's a trader, not traitor, but trader, in that he runs around and you can trade goods with him, which we want to do early on because we don't need all of these things. We certainly don't need this many materials. So he sits right here at our borders. If you send someone over there, you can trade with him. We will have Richard Holt go and negotiate some trade. 16%. This looks easy as pie. No problem. All right, so here's our little trade thing. If you send a level 5 leader, Chris Markinson right now is only level 1, you then find out special information about pricing. We don't have that information. So what we want is, oh man, I want that. That would be nice to give to Richard Holt. 4 defense is awesome. I think we need to get that. All right, so, and he's not selling food, by the way, so there's no point dumping a bunch of resources for food. Let's get this submachine gun. God, that is nice. Plus 4 defense early on because the pistol is plus 1. Oh, plus 3. Oh, that's not bad. Still, we want this. All right, the value of this is 41. We then have to match, and I love how clean and clear this is. We then have to match 41 points of value. Let's first unload some of these materials. And you can see in real time, this is going to be tough. So 10 material, oh god, I don't know that we're going to be able to do this. Oh shoot, do we get rid of all, even if we get, I don't think we can afford to get this stupid submachine gun at this point. Oh, does our doctor's bag? Oh, this is really a tough decision. I don't want to leave us, give a little ammo. Should we do that? Oh, that looks really painful. Rocket Monkey wanted to know how much water we have. We have unlimited. Water's not a supply, fortunately. Should we do that? That really seems like it's gonna... to survive early on, let's do that. Because it's gonna give us two really good fighters, one of whom can stay behind and defend, the other of whom can do circuits around the walls to keep the zombies from building up. Hazy Silhouette asks, do you need some ammo? And yeah, we are going to need ammo because let's actually try to offset the ammo with more materials. The materials only are worth 1 point, though. And we are going to... Oh, shoot. Oh, this is so difficult. All right, there, we're doing that. I'm going to do it before... There, I did it. Nobody can stop me. We get 1 point of reputation with Gustav. All right, so now we've got some great firepower. So, Richard Holt, you get... You know what? Sorry, Richard Holt, you're going to get the pistol. And then Chris Markinson is going to be our super badass fighter. He's going to get the submachine gun. So it's kind of finicky, but a lot of the gameplay here too is managing who gets what items. And later on in the game, this gets to be pretty complicated because there are a lot of items. What it does let you do though is take things that other people have equipped. So it doesn't make you don't have to go in and unequip from someone else and then give it to someone else. You can all do it from one screen. You can do it all from one screen. Oh, and furthermore, by the way, I can up here just go over to Markets and click on that. The interface is really good. Like a lot of interfaces. Well, the interface is really good once you get used to it. All right, so let's... oh, I need to turn this back on, by the way. All right, whoops, farming, sorry. Because there's nothing to build. Let's see, where do we want to thin out some of the guys? Richard Holt, you go clear out this karate school. 38 zombies. What is the danger on this? Oops. 32%. All right, Richard Holt, don't get injured. Rocket Monkey's almost recovered. There. Okay, let's send him to scavenge this place. All right, so this is red because they're basically, because Chris Markinson's defense doesn't apply diagonally. So it is day 3. It is, I always get confused. Is 12 p.m. noon? That is, yeah, that's noon. Which is so, it makes no sense. So it's noon, day 14 at noon. Anytime thereafter, this guy charging into here is going to be a problem. We're going to need to recall Richard Holt back here, and actually we'll just move him to do his farming there. How many of them are there? 16 attack power, not bad. Because Richard Holt, once he gets there, will offset it nicely. How much time does Richard Holt have left on this mission? Oh, several days. If we pull Richard Holt off of this, by the way, the killed zombies remain killed. So if you do a partial mission, even that works. All right, so careful. Gustav, this is also an early, I don't know about early, but you see this a lot. If we want, we can hire a bunch of courtesans. And we can decide whether or not Marketson participates. We don't have the food to do it, so it's not an option. We're going to have to decline. But otherwise, one of the traits that characters can have, I think, is religious. And if they're religious, they get upset if you hire courtesans. All right, remember... Oh, shoot! Okay. 24%, we're fine. What? All right, well, there you go. So, what has happened now? We just lost our apartment complex right here. Whoa, dagnabbit! Shoot. So that's another thing. I wish the auto pause, like it's not clear. Dagnabbit! Oh my god! Okay, we just lost... The office building was no big deal. That wasn't doing anything for us. We actually could have sent Corky to build something useful there. We just lost 2 territories. They are now infested with zombies. Not that many of them, 15. We're going to have to use materials to rebuild there. Oh, good lord. And what does that do? We're super unhappy. I think because... Yeah, okay, we have enough housing for our people, don't we? Oh, by the way, Chris Marketson now has this trait. Oh, no, he had that trait. Police officer. All right, he gets +1 from guns. I like that. All right, so let's see. What do we do? This is a huge pain in the butt. All right, Richard Holt, defend that until that attack. Let's see. Chris Marketson, what do we want to get back? Let's get this back because we don't... That's weird having all these territories in which that gets surrounded. And still scavenge. All right, that was a terrible turn of affairs. All right, we'll easily repel this. these guys up here. Alright, well, we scavenge. Let's go scavenge somewhere else. Let's see what items are here. Did we get an item, by the way? We did not. Oh, when an area gets overrun, if someone is there, you don't lose the character. You just lose the character to a bad die roll. For instance, there are later zombies that will chase down your survivors when you're doing like scavenging and exploration missions. Those can kill the character, but for the most part, they'll overrun the space and the character comes home. All right, so we're defending this. Well, shoot a monkey. The food situation doesn't look good. Alright, let's just let it run. What's going to happen? So once these guys attack... What is this defense? Why does it have a 6 defense? Oh, the inherent defense of the police station still applies. Looks like half of it carries over there. But we'll put a defender there. Let's get this finished, and then we're going to reclaim this. And we are good. We're scavenging. Alright, so here now we start to fold policies into the game, and these are global decisions. Later on, when you form a government, you have to set a whole mess of these. Our morale is really low. Our food is also low. If we put ourselves at decreased rations, our morale is going to go even lower. But let's do that because I think it's better to lose morale through decreased rations than to lose morale from not eating, period. And if we go to decreased rations, I think actually we can... Oh, stop, shoot. See, I got out of there and it was time was running. That's really... Alright, so once we have someone working a farm, our food level will hold steady, which is great news. Alright. Oh, and you guys are telling me, let's see, the green zombie is going to attack soon. That's fine, by the way, because green, we're defending here. This guy is no threat, 8%. We're going to be fine. So I hope they attack soon. Good. Get him out of the way. Oh, we don't need... Actually, here's the thing. Are they going to defend? Yeah, so this says to me, because I moved him out of there and he turned red, I guess the red means, hey, there's a chance that if he attacks there, you have a 100% chance of losing. It doesn't necessarily mean, we got to hedge our bets. Actually, if he farms, does he then apply defense? No, it looks like not. Alright, we got ammunition, we got some materials, which is good. Good work, Rocket Monkey. Let's then get this thing and hope we get some useful item. Alright, green is fine, no sweat. 8%, let our defenders handle it, we're fine. Another green group here. See, this right here, the fact that we grabbed this is becoming problematic. Our defenders hanging out. What do we find? Materials and fuel. Let's go ahead and grab this food. Let's grab stuff that we know what it is, and then we'll start exploring these question marks. Alex Chapman says, can you attack the zombies? Yes, you can, but look, we looked at this before. If we do a little Bush doctrine here, and we drag Richard Holt there, and we do the kill masked zombies, it gives us a tooltip, I don't know if you saw that, saying that attacking the zombies is less safe than defending against them. And what I don't know, if I do this and I'm fighting the zombies, can the zombies attack past Richard Holt into that space? I don't know the answer. Like, is he pinning them there? Do we dare find out? Like, so here's where I don't do this, and I don't encourage doing it. You guys can do it if you want. Here's where you could do this little action. Whoops. I was going to call it I am a cheater. What do I? Let's see. Save. I am cheating. Let's find out, and we're going to back up. Let's find out if Richard Holt goes here to fight these guys, can they attack into here? Because if they can't, by the way, this is good, and we can now send Chris Markinson to thin out the herd in this school. Alright, here we go. Stranger danger. So this is how do you approach strangers? With open arms, with caution, with hostility. Let's go with open arms. Okay, these guys just popped up, but we have a little bit of time. How much time do we have? No, we don't really have time. All right, well, we'll pull Chris Markinson back at the turning of day 23. There. Oh, well, Chris Markinson got hurt. Dadgummit. And see, look, he is now... So if we put a defender here, it would pretty much counter these guys. He's not defending. He is adding no points of defense to this place. And he's getting in the way. Chris Markinson, don't park there. Let's work the farm. And by the way, now we're working the farm. Look, we are at food equilibrium. So if we were to get another survivor, we could feed him by putting him to work there. So we now can easily add another survivor, which we want to do. All right, well, we got to do this. Well, wait, if we do that, then the zombie... Oh, shoot a monkey. Blech. All right, do we pull back Rocket Monkey? What's Rocket Monkey's combat like? All right, so we're going to pull back Rocket Monkey. We're going to put him on defense. And furthermore, we are going... And here's where it gets a little... you're constantly having to mess with all this stuff. We're going to give him Chris Markinson's submachine gun. All right, there. So I think we're good for now. Let's see how this plays out. I like this. There's no zombies attacking here. And I can see behind it, it's making the zombie, it's turning them a safer and safer colors. So that's good to know that we can pin them. You know what, Richard Holt? Get in there. Yeah, it's red. Oh, now it turns out, yeah, get in there, Richard Holt. All right, Mr. Rocket Monkey, you now scavenge. Let's get this food out of the way because it's just sitting there taunting me. Chris Markinson says, can't we sacrifice some of the old or weak to save me? I think he means weak. The old or weak, Chris Markinson, now consists of you. You comprise the old and the weak. And we're not going to sacrifice you. You're one of our important soldiers. Corky, sorry to just leave you working the farms. It's very unglamorous work. All right, so here's a really cool thing I like. Oh, what? This is terrible. Children in this game. Characters find children. They can have children. How does the game model that? Well, a child is an item. And before you think that that's like, hey, that objectifies children. The child is an item which then precludes that character. And a character has to equip. It's mandatory. A character must equip a child as an item. Any unequipped child... Actually, can you unequip a child and they just don't grow? I think, well, when you unequip a child, you are nurturing, like that character, when you equip a child, that character is taking the child under his or her wing and raising the child. Eventually the child becomes an adult, a survivor that helps you, but it precludes that character having in the crucial item slot, the character still gets a weapon, it precludes that character having in the item slot another piece of helpful equipment. So we found Lily here, a little girl, which if we had enough medicine, which, good Lord, we have 0 because you guys keep getting hurt, or if we had a high enough leader, we could have this child join us. But nope, we have to turn a child away. I hope you guys are happy. It's okay. She put her small hands on mine, thanked me for my time, and then turned and wandered dejectedly back into the dark streets. I hope you guys are happy. Oh, shoot, stop. So see, that event came up, and we weren't paused after that. All right, so fortunately, Markinson is about to be uninjured, and we can put him back here. There. All right. Markinson, get back to duty. So take the gun from Rocket Monkey, because it is your gun. And you'll see if we click on it, it says, wait a minute, 8 Monkey has it. Are you sure you want to take it? Yeah, we do. You don't need a gun to pick up food lying around in an open field, right? By the way, what does this give us? So nothing. So once we get a little bit of food built up, actually this might be enough. I think it's going to take away. We can build this into something more useful, namely another farm. Hazy Silhouette says, nice mustachio incoming. Yeah, that's Gustav. He's the trader. We don't have much to trade for. Oh, we have, look at this, 0 ammo. If you run out, equipped guns will be useless. I am not sure I knew that. Yikes. Oh, dear. All right, we'll go talk to... We gotta get some ammo. Wow, okay. That's painful. And he's not even selling ammo. A sword would be nice. I guess that's why a sword would be good. How much? There's no way we can get this sword. Value 16. No, I think materials are going 1-for-1. Let's see if he's paying a premium for food. Nope, food is just 1-for-1. Yeah, he can't help us. Dagnabbit. All right, well, let's scavenge. We'll hopefully find... Okay, so we don't have any crates showing on the map, so now it's time to start scouting areas. I don't like how red all this is. All right, well, we're now going to turn this into a farm while we have the materials for it. Oh, yeah, there we go. So 2 materials. Let's see, how long is it going to take? It's going to take 5 days. All right, and for each of those 5 days, we're going to eat 1 food. So we'll get down to 1 food left by the time we get a food income that can fully support ourselves. Is that right? Why would our food... How much does a farm make? 1 food per day. So we'll be getting 3 food a day for 4 people. I guess... So if we have 2 farms, we should be making 2 food a day and then eating 2 food a day, and then eating 4 food a day, which would put us at a deficit of 2. Are you guys like this? Like when you're playing a game and the numbers don't add up, you immediately, everything screeches to a halt until you can figure it out? Oh, here we go. 2 from farms, 3 eaten per day. Oh, reduced rations policy. Right. Right. Okay, I figured it out. Mystery solved. Oh, Hazy Silhouette says maybe trade the gun for the katana. Oh, I wish... Yeah, you know what, Hazy Silhouette? You are spot on with that. Hazy Silhouette, we need to put you in charge. Our next survivor will be named Hazy Silhouette. And we can also, whatever change is left over from the gun, we can apply to, what does he have, medicine, fuel? It's green, we don't care. 0% danger. Haha, we don't even get to choose. I like, by the way, that his defense applies to the battle. That is good to know. This whole Bush doctrine of going out to sallying forth to fight the zombies, that's super helpful. Alright, let's see. This sword, value 16, we're going to have so much left over. What about just the pistol? Oh, yeah, pistols. Oh, so I bet... Yeah, so things only... Alright, so let's do... We want to keep the submachine gun. Oh, good lord, I don't know. Food is really scary. Materials are just 1-for-1. Fuel. Yeah, fuel. We're not using fuel. And he is paying 2 for each unit of fuel. There we go. Alright, time is running, so we gotta stop it. Alright, so who gets the katana? Richard Holt is gonna finish clearing this out. We need to worry about this here. Chris Markinson gets a bonus, by the way, for guns, because you see on his Sheriff tooltip, +1 from all guns. So he's going to get the submachine gun, which... Oh yeah, no ammo. Guns grant 0 defense. Here's a question I have. Let me test something. Okay, yeah. So he only gets +1 from guns if they have ammo, which makes sense. I didn't know if that was going to be a loophole there. So Chris Markinson, you're already a good fighter. Richard Holt is the fellow who is going to need some help with a katana. Or just a sword, yeah. There you go, Richard Holt. Alright, so Richard Holt, keep clearing that out. Chris Markinson on defense. She is building another farm for us. And Rocket Monkey, we're going to send out scavenging. Let's get this food out of here. You know what, we're okay with food, so let's just start checking out some of these territories. Oh, look at this. A big, long 2-square farm. This is the direction we want to go in. Alright, let's... Actually, no, we want something to get us equipment. So that's going to be stuff like this pawn shop. Hopefully we'll find a good gun or something there. Oh, you know what, let's scout it first. And then... Alright, here we go. Fight or flight. Rick Holt got careless and forgot the knock test. Always knock on a door first and listen for movement on the other side. Rick Holt, what is the matter with you? You open a door blindly, a bunch of zombies poured out. Are you going to jump off a roof and hope something breaks your fall, or fight the zombies barehanded? What's this barehanded business? He's got a sword. Richard Holt, I'm going to let you decide. Are you still with us? I don't know. Is Richard Holt still in the stream? If so, let me know what you want to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll a die. Actually, I would never do that. All right. I don't know if Richard Holt is here, so I am going to decide for him. I feel like fight the zombies. I don't know which one to do. Oh, shoot a monkey. Fight the zombies seems like it would risk infection, because there are things here where characters get bitten. Like, that's one of the types of injuries you can receive. A broken leg will not turn someone into a zombie. Let's jump off the roof. Here we go. Mr. McWolf says he's a Witcher fan. He should go in sword swinging. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's do it. Gives him the credit. He fought on the zombies, nothing but his bare fists. What about the sword? He threw some the last one tripped. Sadly, Rick was bitten not once but half a dozen times. It only mattered. Oh, shoot. See? 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 You guys. Oh. Well, wait and see is our only option. He didn't die. Oh, sweet. Immunity. Oh, Richard Holt. We were also sure he started preparing for his funeral, a eulogy. The fever broke. He sat and meditated, and then emerged immune. Sweet. Let me stop time. Let's see. So you will now note Richard Holt over here. If we look at his stats, looky there, immune, and +1 defense. That's combat ability, right? Yeah, I think that, yeah, defense is combat ability, because he got +2 from the sword. He had a base level of 2. Oh no, so as you go up in levels, it is incremental. So the sword is +2, the immunity is +1, and then his base skill is 1.8. All right, our immune fighter with a sword. And by the way, how appropriate is that? Is immunity and toe-to-toe sword fighting. All right, so finish clearing that out. What is that red? Okay. Defending that. Chris Market's in there with the gun, scavenging. All right, we're good. Backed up sewers. All right, this is a global effect. It takes longer for the next 7 days to scavenge. So what that means is we might not want to waste our time scavenging the next 7 days. Spend the next 7 days just scouting out territory. And nothing at the pawn shop. What a crappy pawn shop. All right, let's just start peeking around here. Because it doesn't automatically pause, I wish you could queue up orders. But maybe that's not a good idea, though. Oh, we know, by the way, this zombie is going to attack here. So Chris Markets can just maximize defense by doing that. Because he can't attack diagonally. Well, now these guys are here. So these guys are going to attack before these guys attack. So we're going to leave Markets in there because we know their time period to attack will expire before these guys come up. So we're good there. Let's scavenge whatever is in that crate. Waiting for the attack on the farm. Found materials. I don't like how long this is taking. You know, I lost my nerve. I'm hitting pause. Why is this taking so long? Corky. Okay. No. So here's a random event where if you have a hospital, I think it just cancels it and it says, hey, somebody had chest pains, but you have a hospital, so they're fine. So Corky, Corky's going to sit on our farm and heal. So here's the thing. All right, these guys are going to attack here, and then Markinson can defend here to apply to these 2 squares. Not optimal, but we'll take it. All right, let's investigate over here. Oh, combat-wise. Right, okay, here's where we've got 2 fighters, which helps. Should we do this thing? He is immune. I feel like that might be... Oh, you might be tempting fate with that. And maybe we should start clearing some of these out. We know this guy's going to attack first, right? Like, I don't have that wrong, do I? What's going on? Why are they not attacking? Just in case. Oh. A survivor? Is it time to bring in another survivor? No, our food is... We're not quite there yet. Once we... Oh, there's our farm. Oh, right. If we bring in another survivor, just have him or her work the farm. All right, so Marketson... Let's see. Well, first of all, let's do some scouting. Let's scout. We want items. What can we look at? Let's just go ahead and... this will unfog other areas here. So, to get a survivor, you want to send someone in with leadership. I think Marketson has 1 point of leadership, being our leader. Sometimes you can find items like, I think a top hat gives you extra leadership. Because, of course, if someone comes at you in a zombie apocalypse with a top hat on and asks you to join, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm joining. All right, let's see. All right, once we've dealt with this, we're going to try to grab another survivor. There we go. Hello, 4chan. Welcome to Rebuild, the second best zombie game of all time. Richard Holt, come on. You are immune. You are a good swordsman. Now, here, like, time is stopped while I'm reading this. If I hit done, I need to remember time is not stopped. So I'm going to hit done and stop. All right, so we don't have a... You guys are just sitting in valuable territory. All right, well, that's fine. So... Oh, well, these guys... This is still really disconcerting. Shouldn't these guys have attacked by now? Once that happens, we put markets in here, which will defend these 2 spaces for this guy. Oh, good lord. All right, good. All right, Marketson, good luck. 23%. Pff, we've got this. Okay, pause. No, Marketson, go there. All right. Things are looking okay. And this is what happened. This is how the game is on Impossible, by the way. This is how the game should play, is making these tough decisions. I say should play. This is how I enjoy playing it. All right, we have unfogged a little bit of the area. Let's go ahead. This looks like, what is that? An office store? Oh, it is an office. Yeah, all right. I was thinking it was like a Walmart or something, because Walmarts carry guns. Whoops. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, what did I do? Oh, yeah, okay. He's defending there. All right, here we go. Oh, my God. Is everybody going to get injured? Oh, that wasn't a zombie, though. It was a madman. So, looky here. Yep, this is Rebuild on Impossible. Look at that. Oh my god. That's okay though. We're all right because Marketson is still, while you guys are lounging around in bed, former cop Chris Marketson is having to defend the entire place on his own. Oh my god. All right, that's fine. Once this guy resolves, we put Marketson in the police station. Oh, good. And Corky is better. I don't like this. What? Order everyone to retreat? What? No, we're handling it. All right, now Marketson go there. We have Corky back on... Oh, you know what? Marketson, do that. All right, Corky, let's see, is our builder, but that means anybody can scout. Ah, here we go, a pawn shop. Let's check that out. And then when Mr. 8 Monkey decides to get his lazy butt out of bed, he can go see if there's any guns or anything useful over there. By the way, we have a little ammo finally. Yay. Go, Marketson. Oh, we should have given Marketson the gun. Oh well, it's close enough to being done. There. Okay, Marketson, I'm sorry, take the sword from layabout Richard Holt. Oh, who's fine now? All right, my bad, sorry. There we go. All right, these guys here, good. I like that they're coming in one at a time. It's very kind of them. So now we are going to go and pick up. Do we want the defender at the church? I mean, do we want the survivor from the church or from here? Let's go here. Although, yeah, so if we... Wait, why did we not recruit? Because there's too many zombies? Oh, no free houses. We don't have any place to put anyone up. Well, we can fix that. All right, what would be the easiest to defend? This right here. Let's take this back. All right, so Markinson's going to kill some guys, and Corky will come in there. Actually, Corky can help kill. That'll get her some experience in combat. As you do something, you earn experience in it. And then Richard Holt, let's do this whole thing again. I don't like that this is red and this is... So look, if we do this, and then let's look at how dangerous this mission is. A 90% danger from 87 zombies plus the mass zombies. So it looks like the 87 zombies... So it looks like these guys are on top of whoever is in the space. So you know what, Richard Holt? Best offense is a good defense. Isn't that what they say? All right, here we go. Okay, we know once this gets defended, then it's time to deal with this. Day laborers, 3 men at the gates. Do we want to turn them away or do we want them to stay at night? And I think we get this option because we chose the policy to be, didn't we choose open and trusting, welcome people with open arms? Now, the problem is these are quiet, honest-looking men, but I suspect one of them with a wound has been bitten. Should we help them? I'm inclined to say turn them away. If someone's been bitten, we don't want... I feel like we're going to get punished if we do something good. But things are looking dire. Let's try it. It'd be nice to get some more manpower in here. Especially since you jokers keep tripping over your own feet and getting hurt. The two healthy ones gave us welcome advice on putting up basic buildings. Good. During the night, I woke to screams and gunfire, as their friend had quietly died and then returned and attacked him. Chris Markinson put him down before anyone was hurt, but it cost us ammo. The two other men left at dawn without a word. Well, all right. I don't know what would have happened if we turned him away. We'd at least have one ammo left, but... all right, so remember this will attack, and then these guys, we're clearing this out. The mustache guy is a trader we can use to trade goods with. We don't have enough stuff to trade, so we're not going to do that. Scavenging-wise, let's see what happened in this pawn shop. Let's see what we can get from this pawn shop. And here we go. Ouch. So... 39%, so sacrifice Rick's sword or build a barricade with materials. How many materials do we have? 10. See, that's kind of tempting. But I kind of feel like anything under 40%, just go with it. See? Our wall watchers heard the sound of collapsing buildings come from the area 8 Monkey was scavenging, and he never came back. Sorry, 8 Monkey, you have died. And that is going to be a morale hit. Well, that's one less mouth to feed. Shoot. Well, that's all. Yeah, so we need to go get another survivor quickly. You will now note we have... Where is our... somewhere there's a list of the dead. Oh, yeah, there he is. Right, yeah. Killed while scavenging. Look, you got blood on you. We see what your final stats were. Sorry we lost you. Oh, and look, we now have extra housing. It's time for Chris Markinson to go find... let's... Oh, no. Yeah, well, we can get... Let's finish this off, and then we're going to go find another survivor. So, these guys attacked... Shoot, these guys are next? And I don't like that this is bright. Oh, it's red because they can go here or here. Well, we got to defend from there, because we don't know which they're hitting. It's Richard Holt with the sword. We're going to clear this out. One thing about playing on impossible difficulty level, there's that many fewer survivors to manage. Dogs attack. Stupid dogs. They get into the walls. They mess around. Corky got bit. Doesn't look like it carried any disease, but she needs to recover. All right. Alex Chapman says, will he come back as a zombie? We don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's an event thing that you can do. Like I don't think that's an event that someone who's dead will come back as a zombie. That would be a cool event, but I don't know. We'll find out. All right. Well, Corky was just clearing this out. If somebody's going to have to recover, Corky's the one. 48%. All right. So we're definitely going to build a barricade here. We're not sacrificing Rick's sword. All right. We're fine. Now this one, I don't. Oh shoot! I don't like that this is red. No, we don't have any choice. All right. Remember, once this is secured, we're going to go bring in another survivor into the fold. Look at all the food we're getting. We are at a net plus, like we're at a net gain with food production. Matt Peckham says I'm diverting his attention from Brexit. Matt Peckham, we're not going to know anything. I mean, your attention is not going to. Nothing you find out before, I think it's like the middle of tonight, is going to make a difference. I understand they don't have exit polls like they do in U.S. elections. So, paying attention to Brexit is not going to. You're not going to discover anything until somewhere around 2, 3 a.m. tonight, just so you know. But yeah, I'm with you. All right, here we go. Wait, yeah, am I screwing up? I get so nerve-wracking hitting the go button. Uh, about 2, 3 years ago. No, how long has this been out? At any rate, a couple years ago, I started a game of Rebuild 3, where I was going to play one day of game time every day. And I used the names of folks from the forum, and I was basically just making it a forum game where people on the forum were the characters in the game, and then every day I would come in and post what had happened in that day. Basically, a Rebuild 3 session in real time. I never finished because it just became too nerve-wracking to boot it up. Do you guys ever play by email games? It's like when you're playing a play by email game, and it's like, a battle or some strategic game or a card game or whatever, even chess, and you're losing badly. Every day that your turn comes in, there's this sense of dread. It just becomes so disheartening to open your daily play by email game when you're in a losing situation, right? Like that kills so many multiplayer turn-based games. If you're playing live, it's one thing, but if you're taking a turn every day, it's just so disheartening to watch yourself get beat down in that turn. I never finished that Rebuild 3 game because it was on Impossible, the way you play for real, and it was just so disheartening showing up once a day to see these people getting slaughtered and starving to death. Chris Markinson asks, how many days have I lasted on Impossible? I hate this. You cannot call up your high score, is that true? Sarah Northway, oh, I'm so angry at you. When I finish a game and it tells me my score, I think it tells me where that score falls in the context of how well I've done before. But I hate, if you have a scoring game, if you're making a game that has a score in it, and you are not recording my score somewhere that I can look at it, you know what? Don't bother adding the score. If you're going to add a scoring mode to a game, that score has to be accessible to me. Don't just flash it up and then take it away from me. If you're going to make scoring matter, it needs to matter. So, Sarah, I'm going to pen an angry missive to Sarah Northway right now. Yeah, and I don't think from the main screen you can look. But at any rate, I have, quote-unquote, beaten the game on Impossible before. Now, when you beating this game is a matter of what ending do you choose. And I believe, yeah, even on this, you then can take a certain number of survivors into a next game. Like it becomes an ongoing campaign. So I have definitely beat one mission and moved on to the next one. Don't know offhand what my score was or how many days I lasted. Like right now, if we reclaim 35 buildings, that doesn't end the game, but it puts us in the victory mode where you rebuild civilization. You found a new government. You have to then become friends with all of the different factions on the map, and eventually you get an ending where you have carved out a new niche of civilization in this city. There are also endings where you can do things like I think that was a toggle on the More tab that Corky pointed out in the game setup. You can do endings where you do things like discover an airplane and you fly away. Now, when you do that, I think you leave behind the other survivors. You're basically bailing on them, but it's an ending. It's a way that you can cash your score in, basically. And I think that's what that airplane mode is, where you set the toggle. Like, do you want to enable that story beat where you can just bail on the survivors and get yourself out? I think there's an ending too where you can decide, you scout out a cabin in the woods that I think a family member had. You stock up supplies in that cabin, and then you leave everyone to go live out the rest of your days alone in that cabin out in the woods, in the safety of the wilderness. So beating the game means many different things. I believe the ending that I got was the one where you assimilate, where you carve out enough territory and then assimilate all of the other factions and then found a new government. You write a constitution. It's really cool. You go down a list of different policies and you decide what kind of civilization you're going to make, and then it bequeaths on your main character a permanent title based on, whether you're a president or a prime minister or a preacher. Did you found a theocracy? And I think you get a permanent addition to your name when you do that. All right, let's see. So where are we? So defending here, layabout, Corky, recovering, clearing out the zombies so we can reclaim this. Here we go. I don't like that these are both red, but Richard Holt with his sword will defend either of these bases. Should we pull? Yeah, we'll pull him back when Richard Markinson gets done clearing this out, which is going to be just a second. There. Ah, shoot. I tried to pause. He still had a few pixels to go. Good Lord. All right, well, I think we're going to spend some of the fuel. Yeah, we've got 6 fuel. Let's go ahead and burn some of it. This is over 40%. I don't like this. Whew. All right. The flavor text, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw that, said it smelled like burnt sausage. All right, so here now, our ammo policy. We're super low on ammo, so we're going to set this here. Now, we've set a few policies, like how do we react to strangers, what is our rationing at, how do we use ammo. Are we locked into those decisions? No, we are not. Look here. We can then choose a new policy at any given time. This is now on our menu of active policies. There will eventually be a tech tree in this game. Once a tech tree comes up, we can research survivor management, and it gives us specific info about happiness and how we can manage that. Oh, I like this. Wait a minute, why is this clickable? What? I don't know about that. How is that the next difficulty? Do you then toggle through all the difficulties? Okay, well, I think that affects your score. There's a multiplier, by the way, on your score, I think. As a matter of fact, I'm almost positive based on difficulty level. Well, we're not going to do that. We have 2 guards, defensive. Look at this. 506 zombies around us. So how's that for a mental picture? All right, so we have some... all right, so Chris Markinson needs to go get us a new survivor. And then when Corky is better, before zombies trickle in here... Corky, how much longer are you going to take lying around in bed? Okay, almost 2 days. Hopefully no more zombies trickle in here, because then we have to do a whole separate mission to kill them. All right, let's get the guy... Oh, we don't know. Yeah, this is dangerous. Look how red that is. So ideally, we want to send someone... And it's dangerous because Markinson's combat ability is impacted by not having any ammo for his gun. I kind of think we need to do it. We can't spare Richard Holt to go in there. Because look here. If we do that, Richard Holt's combat ability makes it less dangerous. But I don't think we can spare a defender. We can't spare a defender. All right, you know what? We got to try. We can't just with the 3 of us. We're not going to make it very long. Yeah, Matt Peckham asks, is the difficulty wrap? Yeah, I'm guessing that is what it does. All right. Shoot a monkey. Hurry, recruit faster, Chris. So here's our weak point, by the way. This little protrusion of farmland here. We don't want that to be threatened, because that's going to put us in a difficult spot. Jeez, Pete. Hire mercenaries for 5 food? Well, we do have a positive food balance. Still, 49% is not good. We're not going to sacrifice that sword. Alright, we're going to do it. No! We burned food and a farm? Alright, dagnabbit. Oh, dagnabbit. I'm so angry. Well, at least Corky can now get to rebuilding. Here. Actually, we don't need that. We need the farm. Let's see. Can Corky clear the farm? No, Corky's not good enough at fighting. Alright, let's go ahead and grab that. Ugh! Because Corky can then turn this into a farm if need be. How much living space do we have from this? 2. Oh, we need this for living space, by the way. We only have 2 beds for 3 survivors. Wait, that's not true. 4? Can people live in a police station? I don't know. See, okay, this is a pain in the butt here because this is now threatened. Hurry up, build! Hurry up, recruit! Hurry up, you guys! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. No, no, I refuse to sacrifice Rick's sword. No! Bunch of stupid zombies. Zombies in the hen house. Wall of park benches as Zed slipped through. No one in the fort got any work done. Missions won't advance for the next day. Well, that means we can bring... Oh, and we were so close to getting our survivor. No! 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 All right, well, we can take... The good news is... Okay, well, actually no point guarding there because it's not being threatened. We can take people back. The missions in progress will... the progress will be saved on the missions. So, at 3 o'clock p.m. on day 56, everybody's going back to work. In the meantime, these guys can attack all they want. There. All right, now... Oh, shoot. Am I wrong about that? Because, look, zombies came in here. Oh, you know... I guess that makes sense. And how many zombies are in there? 2 zombies. All right. How long is it going to take to kill 2 zombies? A little over a day. Okay. All right. Marketson, go back to recruiting here. Wait a minute. It did reset. I was so wrong. And it... Oh, I'm so mad at this stupid game. Alright, let's just go with it. Alright, look how quickly Corky is killing zombies. Good work, Corky. Now, did we lose our progress and our materials? I wonder if we lost the materials. I'm guessing we didn't get those refunded. Oh, shoot, we should actually worry about this. She's no good. Okay. Alright, let's get a new survivor, and this is going to be hugely important. Who is our new survivor? Rick Holt is at the top of the wall, Dawn this morning, screaming insults. Rick needs some time off to pull himself together. No, Rick, you cannot have time off. So if we had a level 7 leader, we could talk him down. No, Rick Holt. Suck it up, dude. Told Rick to keep up the good work and gave him a gentle punch on the shoulder. Hopefully that worked. Oh, he looks more miserable than before. Alright, here's who we've got. Oh, shoot. Alright, so if we had a high enough level leader, level 4, and if we had enough room, we would get both of these characters. Instead, we've got 2 bickering characters, Leah and Luke. What? Star Wars action. Do we want a builder or an engineer? We are not ready for an engineer. Engineers are used for the tech tree. We are nowhere near being able to deal with a tech tree. To do that, you have to grab a, I think is it a schoolhouse? No, schoolhouse lets people train their skills. I think you need a lab. Like you need some sort of a lab or I think a nuclear power plant. Some fairly esoteric advanced building. Once you capture that, you can then build a place to do research. We're nowhere near being able to use Luke's engineering skills. So, Leah, welcome. Leah did jumping jacks in a victory dance. That involves sticking her butt in Luke's face. See how cute? Luke is furious. Alright. Alright, so we are going to pause. We now have our builder. Let's have a look at her. Does she come with any stats or equipment? No. She comes empty-handed. Alright. We will name her Hazy. And she can now help build this. Defense-wise, shoot a monkey. Oh, yeah, right, okay. I don't know. Let's clear this out. We need this farm. We need to get this farm back. We've got just enough materials for it. We're low on food. Our morale is going to be going down. I don't think we can look at morale until we research survivor happiness. We just know that everybody's... We can look at individual survivors, right? Chris Markson is at 5% happiness. Corky, 0% happiness. Our new survivor, Hazy, is downright ebullient at 25% happiness, and Rick Holt, who is all depressed, I'm guessing 0%, right? Yeah, 0. Bunch of unhappy, starving people, overrun by zombies. Here's Gustav the trader, but we don't have anything to trade. We are hurting for resources everywhere. I mean, we do have a bounce back plan. The problem is, look at all the zombies that are accumulating. This is painful. And at a certain point, you can go ahead and turn off those little icons. Because it's not like we're going to be doing any scavenging anytime soon. Alright, here we go. Hurry up and build. Hurry up and clear out. Go away, we don't care. Okay, here's a new kind of... Oh, wait. 22%. This is more like it. What? Oh, good lord. So annoying. Okay, this is a new kind of zombie. This guy just runs around and harasses our people. Oh, no. Okay, this is a super badass one. There's another one that runs around and harasses your survivors doing missions. This guy, you get advanced warning. He is super tough. He's like snowballing. And he's going to accumulate zombies as he goes and then bump into one of our walls. So you get more advanced notice, but he's going to be a bigger pain in the butt. I'm tentatively guessing this guy might be the end of us. Well, we'll find out. All right, so let's see. Rick Holt decided to get hurt, so there's no need for him to have the sword. So Chris Marketson, you are now a hand-to-hand fighter. And yeah, keep fighting. Wait, oh no, there's no defense here. Chris Marketson, sorry, we need you on defense there. Hurry up and get better. Hurry up and build. All right, so that's being built. Can these guys, can the two of them together fight? No, they have no fighting ability whatsoever. Corky G has 0. Hazy has, of course, 0. Now, if they'd been fighting at times, if I'd sent them along on fighting missions with another group, they would earn some skill. Or you could train them in a school to give them the skill, but they don't have that. So, shoot. Kind of useless. I would put them to work on the farm, but let's see, if we do this and defend from here, the farm's defense is a 9. This zombie's attack power is 117. Oh dear. And I don't know what the timeline is for when these guys are going to slam into our apartment building. Like I said, these guys might be the undoing of us, but we'll defend from here and hope these guys attack first. So our defense with Chris Marketson and his sword is 17 to a 117. I'm not sure how the numbers work. Like, is it a straight 1-to-1 correlation? Does a 17 defense counter only 17 points of this attack power? I don't know. Well. These guys might, our two builders, they can do something, right? Let's just do that to give them some... Oh, see, it did add a little bit of defense. Okay, well, I'll take that. All right, here we go. Oh, good lord, get away. What? No. I thought these guys would come in first. Well, I refuse to sacrifice this sword, damn it. Fine. So now, without an apartment... Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, okay, this is housing. Why is it that we have 4... Okay, here's what... Yeah, why is it that we have 4 points of housing? Because this house here... How can I look at the actual space instead of the survivor? Maybe I can't. I think this house here is supposed to give us 2. Maybe it gives us 4. Alright, at any rate, whatever. We know these guys are going to attack first, then these guys... Starvation. Yep, we are starving. Tell me something I didn't know. Time is running. Day 65. We've made it a couple of months. Hurry up and attack, you jerks. Okay, good. Rick is back into the fray. Rick, take your sword back. I mean, I know that... And then Chris Marketson, take your gun back. Just in case, on the off chance we get some ammo. We don't have any scavengers to give us ammo. One of the important early things... So a couple of important early buildings you want that we don't have, and it looks like we're probably not going to get. A hospital for the inevitable downtime the injuries cause, a hospital makes that downtime that much shorter. And a work bench or a workstation, I forget what you call it, where you can actually make ammunition. And that's, by the way, where engineers are useful before the tech tree. I forgot about that. If you put an engineer to work in a workstation, they can create things like ammo. What else can they make? You eventually research things like zombie traps, turrets that you help defend your terrain with. But more importantly, it would keep us in ammo if we had a workbench, which we don't have. All right, so defend here, then defend there. Let's go ahead and start clearing these guys out. So these guys are going to attack first, then these guys. Here we go. One of the reasons that you don't just resign is part of your score is how many days you survived. Oh, come on, seriously? All right, so Hazy wants to... Is it another faction? Friendly with the government. I think government might be a faction. We haven't met any factions yet, by the way, because we haven't expanded very much. The other factions also expand. You eventually bump into them. What does this mean? Bribe her with extra food rations, because we don't have food rations. Well, we're not going to let her go. I think this just means she's going to eat more. All right. So actually, let's take a look. Hazy. Yeah, okay. So eats double rations. So we just added that stat to her to keep her around. Yeah, Hazy Silhouette in the chat channel says he or she, I'm assuming you're a dude, Hazy, I don't know. Hazy said he or she would have stuck around. Would have switched teams. Well, too bad. You're not allowed to. All right, let's see. So again, we're holding out. These guys are going to attack first, then we'll defend against these guys. We're going to clear this out and then put our builders to work. We have just enough material, so we're going to need 2 of them to reclaim this farm. And then we're going to have to send someone out to scavenge who doesn't have scavenge skill, but will develop it. All right, let's get our builders here. There. All right, these guys will attack. Then these, remember, build, build, build. Good. Good. We're not sacrificing the sword, by the way. I don't understand this. Defend to our dying breaths? Why would you not do that? Take risks to protect the building. Which is higher. What? Why is there a 49% chance of danger when you take risks to protect the building? I wish I knew a little bit more about the math here. This is a little bit more opaque than I'm comfortable with, given how transparent everything else is. But you know, maybe that's part of zombie mythology is uncertainty. Yeah, I just made that up. Well, defend to our dying breaths, right? Is this implying someone's gonna die? I don't know. Let's do it. Haha. Everything's fine. Okay, good. Now, all right, so because of this weird space here, it's adjacent to both of these. Oh, wait, he can't attack here because it's not our territory yet. I wonder how that's going to work. Well, we're going to do that until this gets built. Rick and Hazy got in a fight. Some sort of lover's quarrel. It looks like Rick feels terrible about the ordeal, but we have the option to punish him. Well, Rick is all depressed. A few days of jail time, we can't afford that, and we certainly can't afford to kick him out. Let it pass. Now, some people are upset that Rick's just walking around now as if nothing happened. We need every available hand here. All right, so he lost happiness, which is fine, because 0 minus 5, 0. And someone was injured. Great. Who got hurt? Oh. It looks like Hazy got hurt. That's like domestic abuse. Rick, you jerk. Oh, God, stop. Okay, so now this guy can attack either place. All right, go to work. Give us extra food. Or should we start scavenging? Okay, defend. The food situation. We're still at a negative. And our morale is going down so low. Let's turn this back on real quick. We can get some food. Alright, this is a Hail Mary pass. I don't know if I'm using that idiom correctly. Why can't we? Oh, no free houses. Dadgummit. I was going to bring this survivor in anyway. Um, to get more housing. All right, let's just see how this goes. Hurry up, get better. You hurry up, attack. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, I don't like that being so red. Ah! Well, they're only attacking this place, so we know where they're going to attack. Tainted liquid. Corky G forgot to boil water. Corky G. Oh, good lord. All right. Another. See? Oh. Hurry up, get better. Clear that out. All right. Rick Holt defending with his sword. Sacrifice Rick's sword. No, I don't think so. Dadgummit. Look at this. Look. This is terrible. Okay, now here's where it's really screwy that you can't move injured people. We cannot apply any defense here until Hazy gets better, and we can move her out. So if these guys attack before Hazy gets better, the defense here is 1. And their attack is, again, probably something like 117. 152! Part of why the attack is so high, by the way, is the infection, this level right here, adds to the attack. Like the severity of the attack also has to do with how many zombies are already there. So another way we're failing is we're not keeping our perimeter relatively secure, which is what zombie traps are great for. When you build zombie traps, it thins out the zombies. It, like, over time, kills the local zombies. But we were nowhere near getting zombie traps. All right, so hurry up, get better. Good. All right, so get out of there. Another one of these. So we can't work this farm either because Rick Holt decided to park his injured butt right there. So, shoot. All right, well, let's just scout some places because anybody can scout. Yeah, defend. We've got to. We can't lose that farm. Oh, my God. Oh. All right, good luck, Chris Marketson. Oh, shoot, we should have given him the sword. Ouch. Ouch. Shoot a monkey. We lost the farm. Rick is getting broody lately. Everyone is stressed. All right, so yeah, we're just this is a report saying, hey, dummy, morale is super low. Yeah, stop. Okay. All right. What was going on here? What was Hazy doing? All right. Well, Chris Markson needs to defend. Oh, right. Hazy's just scouting. What did we find? I think we looked here and whatever. Hazy, let's go look somewhere else. Should we? Scavenging this food, you'll note, is red. Super dangerous. Plus, Hazy has no scavenging ability. All right, so let's just scout. Let's just take a look around. Here's a 7-11. Excuse me, an 8-12. All right, you guys hurry up and get better. We're hamstrung by injuries. All right. Oh, it looks like, did these guys absorb the attackers that were already there? Attack power 207. That is not good. All right, Hazy, go scout. There's food there. This is kind of pointless, but let's, peek here and see what's on the other side of the... Oh, look, I forgot about this. If you're in a wilderness, for instance, you can hunt. In parks, you can hunt. Here, you could fish for food. But that's the least of our concerns at this point. All right. Hurry up and get better. There. Okay, good. We have a builder who's not going to be able to do much, but let's just peek around. Oh, we need to... Shoot. I meant to give Marketson the sword. Light up our fuel. I think that'll be the last of our fuel. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, 70... Chris was injured. All right, there goes our... both of our guys with combat ability are now... Oh, shoot! Are now injured. Well, it's not going to matter. All right, so it comes down to... who is this, Hazy? Yeah, Hazy Silhouette defending against a power 207 attack. We have a 90% chance of something bad happening. We lost the police station. All right, so at this point... Oh, there we go. The walls have fallen. Our survivors are all buried underground. There's nothing left now but corpses. Let's now check our score. Why is that a negative? I'm a little confused. Is it negative because we didn't... You don't lose points. Maybe it is you lose points. That makes no sense. I'm a little confused about what's going on here. And then why is this... Oh, well, this is negative because... Does it double? I don't know. Someone else do the math. What tech did we research? We killed some zombies. That's the bulk of our score. Scavenged some stuff, completed missions, and that involves everything from like building to thinning out zombies in an area. You get points for dead survivors? That's a little. I guess maybe that's you would have gotten more points for living survivors. Hmm. This is really confusing because I thought you got points the longer you lived. Maybe if we had died sooner, we would have had more, like a higher negative. Well, at any rate, my score, I'm a little unclear about this. I thought you got points for just holding out. It looks like if we threw in, this implies to me if we threw in the towel earlier, we would have a higher score. I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, I now have a deficit of 3,690 points. So yeah, that'll be applied to my next game, right? So now let's look at how this is compared to the other games that we've played. Oh, look, there's no way to see. Now, am I just being dense? There is no... Yeah, oh, that is so frickin' annoying. I don't recall that being a facet of the iPad version. Surely, though... Yeah, oh, that is so annoying. Yeah, there's no high score anywhere. Sarah Northway. Alright, so there you go. Rebuild, the second best zombie game of all time, even though it doesn't preserve your high scores, because it really gets at this idea of, in zombie mythology, of zombies as an existential threat to civilization. And as you just saw there, it also captures this idea of zombie horror movies as being incredibly bleak. They don't tend to have happy endings. Otis Monroe says that we wish we had booze. I think you guys were teasing Richard Holt. Oh yeah, right. You're saying Rick Holt was saying because Rick Holt got involved in a spat with Hazy Silhouette. Hazy Silhouette was injured. We can infer from that maybe someone threw a punch. I don't know. And Rick Holt says maybe it was the booze. We actually didn't have booze. One of the things you do for morale in this game, you kind of have to make a decision. If you have a bar and you put someone with leadership skill in a bar, that then adds to morale. It also, you risk, I think, characters getting like the alcoholic trait, maybe. But if you find a church and you put someone with leadership skill in the church, that improves morale. But characters then can acquire the religious trait. And I don't recall the game being super judgmental about religious. It's not necessarily a drawback. It makes people happier, right? Which is good. However, certain decisions religious people will become more unhappy with. For instance, there's a point where Gustav shows up and he's like, hey, if you give me some food, I'll give you all these courtesans, prostitutes basically, and it'll improve your morale. If you do that, yeah, you spend food, you get morale. Religious characters instead get unhappy when you do that. So you then have to weigh, okay, how many people in the settlement are religious? Furthermore, by the way, and I don't think this is the case with the bar, the religious trait passes along to your different characters. You can end up having a completely religious community where they all are getting happiness from their religion. Alright, so that was the second best zombie game of all time. The fifth best is Dying Light for expressing how zombies are just unsentient meat that you wail away at. It's an excuse for gore, for violence, guilt-free because there's no humanity left in zombies. The fourth best zombie game of all time is Dead Rising 2, Off the Record, for capturing the idea that zombies are innumerable. There should be hordes of them, not just 2 or 3. Third best zombie game of all time is Space Pirates and Zombies for expressing the idea of zombies being infectious with their crew mechanic, where once the zombie ecology is introduced into the game, zombies get on board your ship and they can take it over, and then you have to fight against your ship. Furthermore, the infection exists at a strategic level after a certain point in the game, and you're playing a strategy game about holding back the zombie infection. Second best zombie game of all time, you just saw it, Rebuild 3, for capturing the idea of zombies as an existential threat to civilization. And then tomorrow we will be playing the first best zombie game. Join me at 6 p.m. Pacific for that. Please like this video if you liked it. I really appreciate those little thumbs up you can give it. Love it when you subscribe to the channel. That's super helpful to me. Any comments you may have, throw those in the comments channel. I always see those. I'm happy to have conversations about these videos. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. You can find stuff I've written at quarter-to-3.com. And if you want to know more about my approach to talking about games, to what I am doing with the stuff that I write, I have a Patreon campaign that explains a lot of that. And if you're interested in supporting me, that's a great way to do it. And that's at patreon.com/TomChick. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I'm always happy to play the #1 zombie game of all time. Tomorrow's just an excuse for me to do that. I'll be explaining why it's the #1 zombie game. Join me for that at 6 o'clock. And thank you so much for watching me today. Hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you.